Hello and welcome to another video. Now today I'm going to be talking about Weekend League and what I thought, and obviously talking about my stats and how I thought my formations and stuff like that worked. So starting off, I played Weekend League and I got 14 wins, and I think I got 14 wins with 5 losses. So I was pretty happy with that result. I think I gave like 2 or 3 games away in the end because you play 20 games in total. But other than that, the qualifying for Weekend League was probably one of the easiest qualifiers I've had to do. And well, to put it into perspective, it was alright. I actually really enjoyed the team that I was using. I enjoyed the formation that I was using, and I found this formation to kind of be my go-to formation now when it comes to playing FIFA. It literally is a very dominant formation, and there's always a positive about this formation no matter what. It really just works. And if you're wondering what is that formation, well, I'm playing the 4-3-3 with the cam variant, and it's basically like playing with the 4-2-3-1. But you have more kind of creativity about it. You can create more with the formation you're using, with the players you're using. And I thought, you know what, I want to expand on the football. I want to get something out of it, and this formation allowed me to do it really, really easily. And I couldn't be more happier with this formation as well. So defensive play was press on a heavy touch, and the line was up at 70, so it was a very high line. And the attacking and the way we played the game was possession. The reason I liked possession was the fact that it kept control. The one thing I was looking at all the time was controlling every game and making sure that game was mine to just have no matter what. So when it came to literally playing these games and stuff, on average I had 60 something on possession, and that was average. And I remember having a game where I had at least 79 possession. That was playing the full 90 minutes in game. So I was very happy with the way that I did that. And with my players, obviously my fullbacks are on balance. They don't stay back or anything like that. They're allowed to roam forward. But obviously in the gameplay you see, they don't roam up that much, which I didn't mind. There were times where they did go forward like that with Theo Hernandez, and then Benzema just banged it in. But I wasn't really going to let that stop me. I kind of kept going and kept going. And it worked as an outlet. The fullbacks kind of became outlets, and it really, really worked. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed using, and it just benefited. And I have got ideas for the future for using the 4-3-3, but instead of using a cam variant, I'm using a CDM variant, and I feel like that formation will work with the way I'm planning my team. So with that, I'm quite excited to see what I pull for next weekend going forward. And as you can see, the games were just endless, no matter what, and the goals scored. Obviously, you see me in a minute, just Tonali. This goal was just spectacular. Like, just as a free kick, he can take some free kicks, definitely. But with that, I really enjoyed Weekend League. It's not every day that I enjoy it, and I've definitely got around to enjoy FIFA a lot more since, because I finally kind of found my kind of like groove, and I'm in Division 1, and I got in Division 1 with not my main team, so I'll take it. And when it comes to the backup formations and stuff like that, no matter what you do with FIFA, you always have like a backup system, and the 4-3-3 I didn't really need a backup system, or a backup formation or a backup anything, because the 4-3-3 was so dominant every game. And I think a lot of the times I did win the games just because of formation, not specifically because of the players. Um, and I did have games where I did switch up my formation to then maybe focus more in the middle and use players like Petr Cech to get goals, and Martinez to get more into the game, and Vietnam and stuff like that to just kind of get more pace through the middle. And it really did work. Like, no matter what I did, it was working. And when I played a narrower formation, I was using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. So the centre mids, with centre mids, a cam, and two strikers. And that was another way that I was able to mainly use Petr Cech. That was a formation for Petr Cech. And the reason being for that was for two strikers, because I had Benzema up top and then Petr Cech. And Benzema's like 6'2", and Petr Cech's like 6'4", 6'6", something like that. But he moves really, really well. So I was really happy with changing that formation. But a lot of the time I didn't really need to, because, well, this formation just worked. As you can see in a lot of the games, I'm scoring a lot of goals. But the reason I'm scoring a lot of goals was because I was able to find gaps, get goals, using my cam, using my strikers, even my wingers. And with the in-game, kind of instructions, my wingers cut inside and get in behind, and my cam is on the edge of the box, but he does. But with the other tactics, there's like the attacking tactics, there's like players inside the box and stuff, I put something like 5 in there. So no matter what, I'm just overloading in the opposition's box. And as you can see here, there's a press there that I thought, when editing this, was actually quite impressive. I like the press definitely much. And I kind of installed this kind of like Liverpool's philosophy of pressing very, very, really, really high. And a lot of times I did cut that out in the midfield. A lot of the times the midfield was the way to do it. But I did see a lot of the times that when playing and looking back at my games and stuff, the midfield wasn't that primarily dominant when it came to defending and all that stuff. And a lot of the times it came to my defenders, and that worked. I'd take that every time, because if my defenders are defending, then they're doing their job, and I'm happy with that. So, and with this weekend as well, I used Theo Hernandez on the left, Giroud in the left centre-back spot, Marquinhos on the right centre-back spot, and Bamba at right-back. And again, defensively sound. I really liked it, and I couldn't ask any more with these players. And putting players off the bench as well, like Tonali and stuff like that. Fortunately, the 2 or possibly 3 or 4 free kicks that I've taken in Weekend League had Tonali on them, and as you can see twice in this video, Tonali scored 2 and Milinkovic-Savic scored 1. So I was pretty happy with that one. But overall, I generally thought that the formations and the way that went forward and stuff like that really does play into effect. And a lot of times I was playing against 5 at the back, and when I was playing against the 4 in the back, I felt a bit of relief, because you're not facing against 5 defenders. So and this is literally Cech here with great dribbling and a just easy finish in the end. And I was a bit surprised that I didn't win this game. Like, obviously you see that there's that happening, and that should have been a goal there as well. So a bit annoying, but I'll take it. Honestly, in the end, I'll take it. And that penalty there, I can't believe that. I really can't. It really, you've got to just kind of slow that down and zoom into that, because yeah, that was just damn. Yeah, that is like mad. And then he goes and hit the post anyway. So with that, what can you do? But the games I did lose, um, during this weekend, I felt kind of were a little bit scripted. So I was kind of like meant to lose, but in the end of the day, 14 wins, I'll take it. Um, and formation wise and everything, yeah, pretty sound. So hope you guys enjoyed this segment. And now in a bit, I'll be talking about stats.
Martinez. I must say, this looks promising. Can he make it count? And another one!
To basically get into the stats of my players and what they did over the weekend, my most valuable player was Benzema with 9 man of the matches. In those games, he scored. In the games played, he played in the foot champs and whatever. He got 38 goals and 15 assists. So it's a pretty good. I think it's part up there with Martinez on one weekend. I think Martinez got Martinez got 34, so he's got 4 more goals than Martinez over that weekend. But other than that, I think Benzema is now my most goal. He's probably got the most goals in a single weekend since. So fair play to him. He did get 38 goals, 15 assists, not off bad. Overall, I thought he was decent. There is sometimes I thought he was sleeping. Like I literally thought sometimes he wasn't in the game, and like it costed a couple of attacks. And I don't know if it's just FIFA, but it probably just is FIFA. But it did cost a couple of attacks, and I don't know why, but sometimes I did feel like it was just like there were certain moments in the game where he was just off. But overall, if I had to give him a rating out of 10 over the weekend, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's not a bad result. It's not a bad goals and assist ratio over 30 games, because I played 10 games of qualifying and then the next 20 in foot champs. So I try and record all of that. So, but not bad for Benzema. And then you got Vietnam, left winger, of course. Vietnam this weekend got 8 man of the matches, which makes him second to Benzema. But I generally thought he was probably my most valuable player over the whole weekend. No matter what, he was crucial in getting the ball up the pitch and everything. And he just was quality. No matter what, he was just quality. So with 8 man of the matches, he got 17 goals and 16 assists. So it's not half bad for over the games. And to be fair, when you're focusing on Benzema getting all the goals and sharing it between Martinez and Valverde, it's not half bad. So pretty decent. And if I were to give him a rating out of 10 over the weekend, I would give him an 8 out of 10, or roughly 8 or 9 out of 10. Even though I keep saying he probably is the most valuable player. There's only certain things that's what I feel like. I feel like an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 would be good enough. Then we got Martinez, and Martinez this weekend, well, he was pretty decent. He did what Martinez does, but the problem I face with Martinez at the moment is every time the ball is under his feet, he does lose it very, very easily. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I'm a bit kind of considering maybe putting a marksman on him and seeing if that makes any difference whatsoever. It probably shouldn't do, but I'm tempted to see what it's all about and if it works. Which it might do. That's the thing, it really might. And over the weekend, in the 30 games played, he got 15 goals and 11 assists, and he got 2 man of the matches. The thing about Martinez, though, is when he's up top, he is good. The thing is, I'm playing him in wing, and there's a massive drop-off, and I mean a massive drop-off from when he played striker not long ago. And it was probably the worst, it was probably the first week where Martinez did get 34 goals. And the week after that, he's been getting 14, 15. One weekend, he got 17 goals. But this weekend, he's got 15. And I guess it's because he's playing on the wing and he's not playing striker. And to be fair to him, I think I might put a marksman on him, see what he does with that. But other than that, 15 goals scored and 11 assists. It's not half bad. It's not half bad. If I had to give him a rating over the weekend, I would say a 7 out of 10. or seven and a half, 7.5 if you're being kind, because he did do some stuff which made people really hate playing against him, and he just did do his job. He did do his job. He got goals, he got assists. Potentially could do more though. Definitely in 30 games, I believe he could do more, because overall it's 26 contributions to the weekend league, which is not half bad. 26, an average person, an average player would be happy with that. But with FIFA, you kind of need a little bit more. So, but overall, I think it's all right. I think it's pretty decent, and yeah, not half bad. And now we go to Valverde. Valverde was pretty decent. Not gonna lie, he was pretty good, and bought him for that amount. I bet he's probably way cheaper now. But I'm pretty happy that I did buy him for that amount. Obviously, you can see he's just dropped. But other than that, for 12 goals and 17 assists, he was up there. He's got the most assists, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy that he did get the most assists. And there were moments where no one could stop him. And I was actually like quite interested to see what more you could do with this card. But with his team season, he's only got 85 shooting and he's only got 92 dribbling. I really wished he had a lot more to his card. Like, I really do. Because maybe next season, if he has another stellar season and he's, instead of a 93, he's like a 95. Oh my god, I think that card will be amazing. It's such a fucking good player. It really is. I just don't know what it is. He can be amazing. And games where he's been off or he's done something not on, the games where I've lost has because he's not been on his A game. And I think that's due to FIFA. I really do. I think that's due to FIFA, because every time he's been on his A game, this guy is fucking unreal. I highly recommend it if you've got a Real Madrid team or whatever, and you need a cam or something, or you need a midfielder to do some work. He is my guy. 12 goals, 17 assists, with one man of the match. Can't complain. I honestly would give him a 9 out of 10 overall on the weekend, or potentially a 10 out of 10, because he was just on it every time. And he was dribbling. His dribbling was so much more better than Benzema. And I really wished he had a higher card. Like, his card is just, yeah, it's good. Then we got Verratti, and Verratti is what Verratti does. Verratti has mainly been kind of the number 6 of the team. He really is that number 6. This weekend, struggled. But struggled mainly, I think, due to the game. Because there were moments in the game where players were not kicking the ball, players were not able to pass the ball, and I could tell that easily by Verratti. Verratti, 99 dribbling, 96 passing. He's 5'5". There should be no problem with him passing the ball. There should be no problem with him swinging his foot to just pass the ball. But he was, and I didn't get it. It was really annoying me. So overall, I thought in the weekend, could have done better. He did get 1 goal and 4 assists, which is not bad for a box-to-box midfielder when you're literally sitting back and you're trying to play around. So not half bad, but if I had to put him over the weekend, roughly a 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5. And I say that I'm being ruthless. I am. I'm being ruthless with this guy, because I bet another person in my situation, in my shoes, whatever, would probably say that he would have been potentially an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10. But I'm kind of being a bit more clinical. I'm being a bit more ruthless with him specifically, because I did expect a passer. I expected somebody that can receive the ball, play the ball, and have no problems doing that. But I was facing problems with him, and that kind of drops it down for me. So, other than that, you got Savic, and I thought Savic can be very 50-50. I'll give him a 5 out of 10, because at the moment he was 50-50, and that is all I can really say. He got 3 goals and 3 assists, which is not half bad for a box-to-box midfielder, and getting 3 goals is pretty decent. It's more than, obviously, Verratti. He did get 1 man of the match, but that man of the match performance was literally because he was on something else. I don't know what it was. I did score a free kick with him, and I did get another goal with him. I genuinely thought he was left-footed though, because there were some moments, even though he's got 4-star weak foot, I genuinely thought he was left-footed because some moments when he shot with his weak foot just didn't make sense. It looked like a normal shot, but he's right-footed, and then I scored a free kick with him. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Obviously, that's probably the lowest my midfield has actually been as a midfield-wise. A lot of times I did swap him out for Tonali, and I did swap Verratti out for Tolisso, but then I thought, you know what? I completely forgot about Gavadio, and maybe next weekend. Actually, I can't. No, but never mind. Then we've got Theo Hernandez. Now, Theo Hernandez, again, good. Can't really complain much, but I did feel like defensively could have been a lot more better. And I don't know what it is. Because he has got 99 pace, but he seems slow. And I don't get it. In the attack, and I mean in the attack, he's rapid. But defensively, he seems to be a bit slow. But there were moments, and I mean, well, there were consistencies. There were, literally games and games and games. Where the games where we were winning, you could tell. Because he was doing good. And if I had to give him a rating out of 10, I would give him 7 out of 10. Or roughly maybe a 6 out of 10. Because he had games where he was solid. No matter what, he was solid. But he did get assists. He got 1. And he got 1 assist. So it's alright. It's not bad. But it is what it is. Then we go to Bamba. Now, Bamba got 4 assists, which is pretty decent. It's not like Trent, where Trent got literally like 12 or 16. But, like Theo Hernandez, I felt like I was being robbed of how good this card could be. And actually, to be fair, I felt robbed in a lot of players. Verratti felt robbed. Savic felt robbed. Martinez sometimes felt robbed. Benzema felt robbed sometimes as well. Bamba, Theo and Bamba, I felt them were robbed the most. And definitely Verratti, them three specifically, I felt, in the end, looking back at the games, looking back at what you could have had, I felt them three were robbed the most of what their card could give. Now, I've kept basically a basic chem style on him, because it gives him an overall. It boosts up his tap position. Fair enough, it's not the greatest, but it boosts it up a little bit. His dribbling goes up really, really much. His dribbling is basically like 99. With that specifically, agility goes up. The ball control and dribbling, literally 99, 99, and 99. Passing again, +4 on that. That's pretty good. Curve, 99. Vision, roughly 98. And then defending. Obviously, look at his defending. Defending, pretty good. Defensive awareness, 94. The standing tackle, 98. Not slide tackle, so roughly around 97. 96. Sorry, my bad. My English, my maths is. I'm trying to talk and think of the spot. So, I felt this card could have been so much more. And this weekend, I definitely thought that as well. I felt like I was robbed of a good Bamba this weekend, even though he was decent. I felt he could have been, instead of being decent, I mean good, I think he could have been fucking brilliant. I think he could have been absolutely out of this world. But there were just moments where it robbed him. And I mean robbed him. Verratti and him were not connecting like they were. And in the games that we were winning, and I could feel the game, he was decent, not going to lie. They were connecting. But the games where we lost, and specifically, because I'm mainly focusing on the losses here as well, the games where where we lost were the games I felt Bamba, Verratti, Theo, Savic, and all that stuff were just not on their A game, and it annoys me so much to see such a good card be wasted because of the game. It's annoying. It really is, because it's such a good card. It really is. His dribbling, his composure in 90. He is so composed. But then all of a sudden, he would lose it, and it would be like, what is going on with him? And defensively, like sometimes it felt like he couldn't defend, and I don't know what it was. I couldn't. I was like, I'm losing. Like I'm mentally going. What is going on here? What is making my player like Bamba, who's amazing, his cards is fantastic, literally lose it, and I couldn't get it. So I felt like over the weekend, he's a 6 out of 10. I'm being a bit more positive because I did feel like there were moments where he was class, and there were passes where he shouldn't have done, and there were moments where it was just magic. It was just magic, and that is what I'm looking for. So I thought over the weekend, 6 out of 10, I think is reasonable. Then we got Marquinhos. Now, Marquinhos and Giroud in the back line are two players that I generally like using. I generally like them both. The reason being is because Giroud's quite tall, he's 6'4", and Marquinhos is quite short, he's 6 foot. But when he goes up to defend, he's pretty good. 9 out of 10 times, he's defending, and he defends brilliantly. And I mean to a level where pros would be happy for him specifically. And it's the same for Giroud. But what knocks him down from being a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 to potentially being 7 out of 10s is at moments where defending should have been quality, there were none of it. And I mean, 93. He's got 93 defending, he's got 95 defending. Plus with the anchor and the shadow on him, it should be pretty good. But I felt like their defending was non-existent sometimes. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then when they did get the ball and they were defending, they would lose straight away. And at times I think, you know what, I might as just, when I get the ball back and I got the ball back, I thought, you know what, I might as well just play to the fullbacks. I might as well just ping it long because it's just not happening. They aren't playing ball. But, and reason being I'm putting 7 out of 10 and possibly 7.5 out of 10 is the fact that they were brilliant. They were good. They were amazing. There were moments where they were just unstoppable. We got the most clean sheets over a weekend, I believe, with 12. And the reason being for that was because of Giroud and Marquinhos. And they were good. So I'll give them 7 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10 because I do believe these were good cards. But I don't know what it was. And I really mean it. I don't know if it's something to do with the game. If there's something to do specifically, because there were moments where I genuinely think it should have been so much more better. So, then it comes down to the goalkeeper. Now, the goalkeeper is a weird one because he's actually a centre-back. But he's got 99 reactions, apparently, and 99 reflexes. Well, 99 jumping, not reflexes. Sorry, my bad. There were moments where he was alright. But as a goalkeeper, yeah, kind of just pushing it. That's what I think. It's kind of pushing it. I'm quite kind of going, you know what? I am going to look for a different goalkeeper. I am going to look for solutions to potentially find a better goalkeeper and really take this, instead of taking this team from where it is to make it better. I think this team can definitely get better. And the way we're going to get better is by starting by the goalkeeper. Starting looking at maybe Courtois. Starting looking at maybe, if we get Courtois and Toni Kroos, how can we fit them in this team? Potentially by looking at maybe getting rid of Verratti. Maybe getting somebody else who might be able to work better. Maybe able to get Cam towards the likes of Giroud and something like that. Just looking at options. Getting maybe Martinez out and looking at maybe Messi. Messi has got a centre forward card. Messi's also got a right winger card. So I am looking at options and I'm kind of going, maybe this will work, maybe that will work, maybe if I took this player and put him in this formation and do this, that might save Cam, but also it might give options for other players like Tony Cruz to get into the team. So that's what I'm kind of looking at the moment. So overall, if I had to give this team roughly a rating out of 10, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Or potentially a 9 out of 10, because this is one of the most successful weekends I've had so far. But I definitely think we could have done better, and we could have got 14 wins, maybe a lot sooner. Potentially within maybe 14 wins with 2 losses. That's where I'm kind of vegging out here. Because the 5 games I did lose, really, really gutting. And I mean it. I really mean it. Are gutting. They're gutting losses. They're losses where I really wish they were wins, because they would have been so much more. That would have mean that I am actually progressing this team forward. No matter what, the team is progressing forward. But other people's teams are. This is the thing. You're kind of going against time. Your team is like this. Other people's teams are like this, but possibly got instead of just 197 rated player, they've got 3, or they got 4. So that's the type of thing you've got to look at. That's the type of thing you've got to think about. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this rough weekend. Well, not rough, but overall kind of like a more in detailed weekend to Weekend League. And I hope this kind of informs you to potentially, I don't know, do more and kind of give you everything, kind of give you an idea. I've raffled on enough. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, do subscribe, and see you next time.